welcome to week 4 of Principles of Project Management. This is Professor Bauer on July 6th. Hope you had a great holiday weekend and that it didn't interfere with your studies all too much. It was a busy week, a lot going on, and guess what? Week 4 is no different. Lots to do. Let's take a look at what we'll cover in the week 4 roadmap. Take a look at last week and an overview of this coming week. The activities and assignments in week 4. What we're going to cover on Thursday. We'll take a bit of a look on the step-by-step because it's a very busy set of assignments, 4 chapters worth of exercises, just to give you some good news on Monday. And then the Parachute.com scope statement. I think this one will be a bit easier than the ones that we've seen so far, but it is 50 points. Then finally, insights on project management. So we'll come right on there. So last week in the assignments, there was a theme that hit in a lot of the emails back and forth. How much leeway do we have to create people, roles, or issues? And the answer is lots. So long as they don't violate the guidelines, the budget, the timelines, all those sorts of things that are in the Parachute.com project, use your creativity. Outside those general guidelines you're given, use your insight, use your experience. Or if you don't have that experience, use some help. There are lots of resources about building websites, developing companies that feature a website. I list an example. Don't let the dummies.com web URL fool you. It's a pretty good site in terms of the steps that are needed in deploying a new website. And I think if you use those, you will be in very good shape in terms of your overall scaffolding for the project. Week 4's activities. You've got readings and instructional material. Make sure you look at the lecture material. 2 discussions, and then, as I mentioned before, 4 chapters of step-by-step. All 4 have their own files. All 4 have exercises at the end of each chapter. And then the team project scope statement, and we'll get into that in just a minute. Thursday night, we'll talk about scope in projects a bit more. We'll walk through the team assignment, so there'll be no surprises. We'll break it down. We'll actually walk through it so that you will be able to walk away from that class, meet with your group, and knock it out together. And we'll take a look at some of the highlights of the step-by-step. This is some really good stuff, and in the rush of getting the Parachute.com stuff done, you may be tempted to skip over or not pay attention to this. Soon you will be doing Parachute.com projects in Microsoft Project 2019. And so what you learn in the step-by-step will finally be leveraged in some of those assignments. So keep that in mind. Look at the step-by-step assignments for this week. There is a lot. Every time you see the word files, means that you download practice files. Somebody asked for those last week. Just check your announcement history. I sent those out as one zipped file, so you can find all the individual chapter files there if you need them. But task scheduling, fine-tuning task details, resource and assignment details, and the project plan. This is a lot of tweaking, but it gives you a sense of the power of Project 2019 to be able to modify or to deal with the inevitable surprises and changes that happen in the midst of a project. Okay, Parachute.com. Here it is, the group project. Keep in mind, all the blue stuff is my guidance on a particular area. I'm asking in this in this Parachute.com scope statement for a few sentences, simple paragraph. What are the main things going on? What are the project deliverables? What are the acceptance criteria, time, quality, etc. Interest level on the site. What are the things by which we evaluate a site? What are the, search engine optimization and hits and all that good stuff? So just don't write 3 or 4 paragraphs on this. This doesn't have to be that hard. The most important thing, and I have it here on the slide, is to make sure you include your rationale. We thought that hit traffic, we wanted this to be viral. We thought hit traffic was probably one of the most important things, and so that's our criteria, or that's one of our criteria in these areas. They do not have to be long paragraph answers. Just get short and get it to the point. Remember, the section on constraints has a little mnemonic device, a word to use, and so use it. It's your scaffolding, it's your answer. So if you have something for each of those categories in the mnemonic, then you're going to be in good shape. In every assignment, there is a section called the measure of success. And because our website for this course and all the courses in ICT are pretty complex, sometimes we don't take the time to look it over. And because there's some concern about, hey, are we on the right page? Are we doing things the right way? What's going on here, et cetera, I decided to just lift this right off the website, the group assignment, parachute.com, measure of success. Okay? And I've got the areas highlighted here on the slide just for underscoring them. Number 1, the document must be fully completed. Make sure you have an answer for each of these areas. Number 2, it's got to be clear, comprehensive, and reflective of the size and scope of the parachute.com project. I don't know the size. I don't know the scope. That's where we have some references to go back and find them. So use the reference material you've been given and you'll do fine. Don't worry about what you don't know, because the resources will help you. And like I said before, don't worry about not being a web expert to be able to build a site in this particular project. It'll be helpful. You should have good scope management principles derived from the reading assignments and original collaborative work from your team. Okay, and then finally, you've got description, deliverables, the project management documentation. What are the acceptance criteria by the partners, by the end customers, by the users? Any exclusions, any constraints, any assumptions? In other words, no pandemics. Everyone will be able to work. No problem with internet access, or whatever that is. That our advertising and our marketing are going to be there to support the effort, et cetera, et cetera. So those are the ways that you're going to get a full 40 points on this assignment. The next 2 pages are your best friend, which is the rubric. It'll give you a sense. If you track the left-hand column all the way down, you'll see what is necessary to earn the very best grade in the assignment. And like I said before, each project team ought to have a rubric person who checks the rubric every week and makes sure there's something there that puts you in that background. And I think you're going to be just fine. So that's the week number 4. Can you believe we're almost halfway done? It seems like we're going fast, but hang in there. Keep working. I will have all the grades done by the class Thursday night, so you'll know up through week 3 where you stand in the class. The most important thing in project management, and I keep learning it with every project that I manage or every project I'm a part of, are the people. And here's a quote from Tom DeMarco, a very famous software engineer. He's an author of a book called Peopleware, Productive Projects and Teams. One of the better books from an IT perspective in terms of managing IT projects. Tom DeMarco said, get the right people. Can't underscore that enough. Get the right people, then no matter what else, what all else you might do wrong after that, the people will save you. In other words, You're not going to solve the big problems unless you've got big people. You're not going to be able to solve problems that require thinking and innovation and ideas unless you've got those kind of people. And so staff to those needs. Management is all about getting the right people. That's all for this week. Have a very great week. Bye-bye now.